Okay. Go ahead and switch on over. Alright. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into this because we got quite a few characters to look at today for specials. So same thing as MK9, we're gonna look at everybody's X-ray attacks as well as both their fatalities. There are three fatalities for some characters, as we see here with Scorpion. They did have the classics in this game as well. But first we're going to start with the X-rays, obviously. I know, okay, yeah, this game you can take control of the other AI character, so this actually shouldn't take as long, hopefully, as MK9. First options. Okay, Super Zone. Okay. So it's all set up, so, oh, what did I say? MKX. I was going to talk about MKX for a minute here. So MKX is a game that... This was my first Mortal Kombat. I did own MK9, but I'd never really played it. Like, I never really understood it. MKX was the first Mortal Kombat I really played and kind of... I guess paid attention to. And actually tried to, like, learn a character. I still have such fond memories of this game. This game... I mean, nowadays I try playing it, I can't play for shit, but... Man, did I love playing this, like... back in like middle school and all that, back when it came out in 2015. I loved it so much, it was so fun. Even when I just got my ass kicked a bunch, I would always just hop in with friends. We would just go in like King of the Hill and just sit in King of the Hill matches for hours and just piss each other off, just like doing the dumbest shit. Like, we never played to be super serious, we played like trying to kind of do it, whatever combos we could, but I still remember it fondly. This game may not be the best Mortal Kombat, but this is probably my personal favorite Mortal Kombat, at least like just through sheer like nostalgia. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start with the X-rays then. Remember, you can hold it. So as you can already see, the X-rays. We will do each X-ray twice to really kind of like take a good look at it, but they definitely got much better from MK9. I think not only just in visuals, but also like in like what the character does. Because Scorpion does a lot more Scorpion things in this. Like yeah, he could obviously do more, but for a Scorpion X-ray. What was this? Apparently that was from 2019. Oh wait. Oh, I think I need to AI options. Yeah, playback. Yeah, from 2019. God, that just shows how long ago I tried to play this game again. But definitely a vast improvement already. So yeah, he does... MK9, he does the same thing from MK9, where he, like, punches your stomach. But this time he, like, turns the organ into, like, an ice shard to stab you with. Also, I think it's a parry. I think if you hit him, it freezes you. Definitely an interesting one. Oh, he's gonna go for it. Yeah, it's definitely a very interesting... I mean, I'll say this, I think their X-rays are definitely much better than MK9, but I kind of remember some of these characters, and like, I remember some of them are much better than that. We'll see one, when this is the game where Raiden started getting some ridiculous shit. Everyone like... Make sure everyone's like the default variation so you can get like the classic appearance. Hello, clown.
Liu Kang.
Why not? But yeah, I remember a few other like X-rays from this game, and so I kind of remember that even though Scorpion and Sub-Zeros are better, there are still definitely some better ones. I think Kung Lao is one of the really good ones in this game. I mean, that was just clean as shit. That was clean as hell. I'll show off one more time. Oh, hey, stop it. Oh, no, sorry. They're starting to bark again. I mean, like, that's like... Hey! Give me a second. What are you doing, bud? Why are you barking? There you go. Just play with your toy. You're fine. What are you freaking out about, buddy? I don't know what he's freaking out about. I mean, that basically uses everything Kung Lao has. Like, that is essentially every move Kung Lao is known for. So, I mean you to stop, bud. I don't know why he's freaking out. I guess these X-rays are too much for him. That's what the king's got. Oh, that's right, he just beat the shit out of you. I mean, that's pretty good. Liu Kang just working the shit out of you here. The palm to the face is a pretty good touch. It's like, there's no, like, fireballs or anything that he's kind of known for, but I mean, he just kind of beats the shit out of you. That is a pretty good one. Especially for, like, Liu Kang. So I feel like you would think he'd get more of a generic one. Okay, hold on. Bud, stop. Why are you freaking out? It's okay. I need you to stop, bud. You were fine just a minute ago. There you go. Little dude's freaking out. I don't know why. Also, coming back to Mortal Kombat X, it's like, why? You keep just picking the worst times. I don't know why he keeps barking. There's literally nothing going on. Stop! Hang on. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know why he's freaking out. He's kind of just being weird right now. Little idiot. Hopefully he does not keep interrupting, but I guess we'll go into our next ones.
Jax.
But doesn't she have
Sonya Blade.
like going from MK9 and MK11, which are very bright games, to this? Like, this game very much hits like the darker feel, which is weird because I've seen people say that MKX is like not a more darker. I saw somebody say that MK9 was the last like more gritty toned Mortal Kombat. Which I don't get at all. That does not make any sense to me. This very much was the most darkly toned game. Which is, I don't understand saying MK9 was. Because that game is very much like more goofy. Right. Jax. Oh my gosh. I mean, that is Jax just doing wrestling moves. I am so sorry, my dog keeps freaking out. What is wrong? What's wrong? Why do you keep freaking out, dude? He keeps barking. I don't know what he's barking at or what he's barking about. He just keeps barking. You got all these toys, bud. What are you freaking out about? Just lay down. You got too much energy right now. He was like damn near asleep. Like not even 20 minutes ago. And now he's just freaking out. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be right back. Because I need to deal with this or else he's gonna be pretty annoying. So I am so sorry. Okay. I am so sorry about that. I don't know why he was just being a little annoying. Okay. No, don't you start. I really can't get a break right now. Really? Really? Come here, girl. Come relax. I don't need you starting now. Okay, we're gonna get back into this and we're gonna try and not get bothered by some pups for right now. Alright, we're looking at Jax. But that is just Jax, just wrestling moves, fucking you up, ground pounds and all that, so. Oh, I think I need to... I need to set up... Hang on. I need to do... I need to do that. There we go. I mean, she kind of works the shit out of your neck. Like, she just kind of works the shit out of your neck. From what I know, you can actually combo off this as well. Which is actually pretty cool. X-rays that have that kind of utility that you can combo off them is usually pretty cool. I feel like that's a little bit worse than Sonya's from MK9, because MK9, it was like a whole ass combo she hit you with. That one feels a bit more bland, I guess, which is interesting.
Kenshi. Takeda.
Alright. Also, I would show all the costumes like I did with MK9, but there's too fucking many costumes in this game. Kenshi. This would be his third game No? I mean, if we're going by like all the games we played, this thing was the fifth game we've seen him in now, because he was in all of the 3D era games, and then he was in MK9, so... We've been seeing Kenshi a lot, and I kind of see why. He's a really cool character. He's definitely very popular in the 3D era, so we've got... That kind of just feels like an evolution of his MK9 one, but more of what I wanted from MK9, which is more use of the telekinesis. Like, he uses the sword a lot, which is what he's known for. But MK9, he didn't really use his telekinesis that much, so it's cool to actually see him use it more here. Like, it's definitely better to see him use the telekinesis more than he did in MK9. So I think it's definitely a better one. I think his is aerial? Yeah.
Wow, that hurt to watch.
I forgot he shit talks you a little bit. I mean, this one's pretty fucking cool. This one is pretty fucking cool. The axe kick at the end, I think, really sells it, but I mean, even the whip through the mouth is... Even the whip through the mouth is pretty brutal. Like, that's... Especially the sound effects. The axe kick at the end, I think. That really sells it. I think that's what kind of sells that at the end of the day, is just the axe kick that just obliterates your face. We definitely have a lot better ones than so far than for MK9. I mean, MK9, it was definitely like the shock factor of like seeing the broken bones, and then MKX are like, okay, now how can we actually evolve these
Katana.
to make like legit super moves, you know?
Milena.
Like they looked at the X-rays from MK9, especially for characters that came back to like, okay, like that was cool for like the shock factor of like, oh, you're seeing their bones break in real time, like. Okay, now how do we turn that into an actual good-looking super? Like, how do we make that look way cooler and worth spending all your meter for? It's not bad. It's weird that she just jams the thing into your neck twice. And I think we see this with a few other X-rays. It's this thing of like, oh, I stabbed you with this thing, now I'm gonna stab you with it further. Like, it worked for Kenshi's with his sword because, like, he was shoving it further into your face, like, and that's what shattered the bones. That feels weird to see, like, the stab and then it just, like, a further stab. You know, like, that I feel like that just feels like a waste of the move, almost. Now, remember when I said in MK9, wow, Melina's X-ray is like really cool at the start, but it lacks at the end because she doesn't really do anything that's like Melina specific. Again, this fixes that problem. The kicks are like a great start, stabbing the sides in, and then taking a bite. I think is what makes that really good. Like the size in the eyes at the end. I mean, that's just like good feral Melina, but I think it's the chomp on the head that sells that as a Melina X-ray. Like you want to recognize what character is doing that X-ray, and I think that does a great job of doing that.
Cassie Cage. Johnny Cage.
I don't think Johnny's is a parry in this one. I think his is just a regular move. I think Sonya's is the only parry X-ray in this game. Alright, Cassie K. Oh, I'm remembering what Cassie's was now. She definitely takes it to Johnny, because... Yep.
Yes.
You know what's interesting is that one starts out very brutal, and I think it kind of does a good job of not stopping. Like, the nut punch at the beginning is downright, like, cringeworthy. Like, it's pretty bad, and, like, bad, not bad in, like, it sucks, like, bad in, like, it hurts. But, like, taking the butt of the pistols, like, the pistol smack and then the gunshots after, I think do a good job of making it all feels like, holy shit, that's really good, and not like, wow, that started really painfully and they didn't really know how to end it. So I think that actually does a good job of not, like, giving up at the end. Like, it's not like an MK9 X-ray where, like, it started off really cool and really fits the character and they didn't know how to end it properly, so, like, have him just kick him in the face or the chest or something. Like, I swear, like, Smoke, Kano, Scorpion, those three stick out immediately as, like, they didn't know how to end it, so they're like, just kick him somewhere and kick him away. That does a good job of, like, finding a unique way that fits the character to get them back. I think his is just a kick, right? Yeah. I remembered you could do that. I remember that you could. I remember his was also technically you could combo off of it with just a super kick. I think that's all you can do after. But you know, it's not very Johnny specific. It is just a bunch of kicks. So I guess he is kind of known for kicks. Like he is kind of known for good kicks. But man, if it just doesn't like, it just flows well. It all just flows very well. Like, I don't think it's, like, anything... It's not, like, specifically, like, brutal, or specifically, like, holy shit, that is just Johnny Cage to a T. But I think it just flows... It's just very satisfying and flows pretty well. It is weird that he does break your jaw, kind of... Like, he breaks your jaw twice, which is very interesting.
Jackie Briggs. Jackie Briggs.
This is your default.
Kung Jin.
So far, the X-rays in this game have been pretty good. Although I remember them being much better, so that's not very much of a shock. I think I remember really liking Jackie's. I was gonna think that punch at the end was a bit weak, but the sound, like the hard crack, like that's a different sound effect for like the spine right there. That is not like a regular crack, that is like a hard crack. And I think that sells the hit way better. I mean, she fucks your upper torso up here. That's pretty cool. And I like the, like, basically the super uppercut. Yeah, I think the sound effect sells that punch way better at the end, too. That's a pretty good one. Especially considering Jackie's whole thing is just the gauntlets, they did a good job at least trying to make that, like, look really cool. While also hitting hard like her father Jack's. You know, I think that starts great, but it ends kind of weak. I think the climax of that, like, the peak of that is the arrows to the eyes. Like, the overhead smash is cool. Like, this is pretty good to bounce from. This is the peak of it. And then, I think, kind of a la MK9, they were like, okay, how exactly do we end this? Like, we have him shoot him in the eyes with arrows. How do we exactly follow that up? It's not a bad ender, but it's not, like, you kind of want something a bit more for that, you know?
Shinnok. Quan Chi.
It's like you would kind of hope there's a bit more than just he grabs the arrows and slams them. Although the grabbing of arrows in your eyes, the thought of that is pretty brutal. Alright, Shinnok, his first mainline appearance, not counting Armageddon, since MK4. This is the first time he is a main character on the main roster since MK4, which is crazy. Also the first time he'd be a final boss since MK4, because he was his corrupted version was this game's final boss. I forgot he bitch slaps you. This does a good job of every move one-ups the next. This has a really good, like, every single hit he does one-ups the next one. The bitch slap is already, like, him bitch slapping your jaw off is pretty great. But then you're like, damn, that next one hurt worse. And then, damn, this hurts even more. Like, every move gets progressively, like, harder hitting. Which I think is what a good X-Ray should. It should just kind of keep ramping up, like, the hits. Alright, Quan. I think I remember I really like Quan Chi. Let's see. Yeah. I like the little nod to his MK9 one where he headbutts you with a skull, but this time he doubles it with smashing your skull between two others. I also really like how this flows. It's only 2 hits, but they do a good job of making it really impactful. Dropping from the portal and surfing your body to break your jaw is that's pretty creative. Quan Chi and Shinnok, 2 good ones. The 2 villains of the game really did a good job. I hate MK. I really do not like MKX Kano. I do not like old Grandpa Kano, personally. I just think the design is very, I just think the design's very meh. You know, it's very meh. It could have been... Like, it's not like it's a terrible design, it's just, in my opinion, I just don't think it's very fitting for Kano, especially since the next game he would go right back to being, like, not old man Grandpa Kano. Silly putty ass Kano. See what he got? Oh yeah, you know, it's only 2 hits. I don't think the second hit is as good as it could have been, but I mean the first one's pretty good. Splitting your whole ribcage with 1 slice is pretty good, and they hold on that for a long time. I think the second hit's okay. It kind of fits Kano's, like, dirty play, like, dirty fighting style. But they know the golden part of that is the whole ribcage splitting into it, because they hold on that for a long time. That's definitely the highlight of it. I do know what Aaron Black's is from this game. I remember this one vividly. This one's one of my favorites. I don't care if it breaks the laws of physics. I don't care if it doesn't make sense at all. him shooting a bullet with the specific name of the fighter, and they do get creative with some of these names later on, because Predator has one where instead of saying Predator, it says Ugly Mofo, as a reference to the movie. I think, also I'm pretty sure if you do a mirror match, it literally just says me on it, so it's kind of funny. But, I mean, seeing the bullet travel like that is really cool. Like, the idea of the bullets just ricocheting around inside of you is pretty cool. I'm probably a little biased because I really love Aaron Black in this game. I don't really like him in MK11, I love him in this game. So I'm definitely showing a bit of bias, but goddamn. He's just... He's so fucking cool, man.
Reptile.
Alright. Let's see, what Max got. Fucking super headbutt. I mean, he works the shit out of your head. The red and green M&Ms, yeah. He works the shit out of your head, but I mean, I think the headbutt, again, they hold on it because they know that's the peak of it. Like, that's like the big moment of the entire X-ray. But I think every other move is just as good. Like, the dive kick into your neck is pretty good. I think the last hit's the weakest, but even then, like, still a pretty good ender to, like, kind of just force you onto the ground. I think Reptile's the only one you can hold. Yep. Oh, Jesus. So yeah, and again, another evolution of MK9, where we saw him do the same thing with, like, fucking up your eyes. The first hit, I think, is the hardest hitting. Just ripping your jaw to the side. Like, the last hit could have been, I think, something a bit more specific for Reptile, but the first two, I think, hit hard enough that you're kind of okay with it. Like, by the time he gets to the third hit, you're already so, like, oh my god, because of the eye poke and everything else, that, like, that third one is, like... I mean, yeah, sure. You don't mind as much. It would be a good match for Kodal. You do Goro. Two big old boys. I'm trying to, like, match up characters that kind of make sense. Right. What's you got? I think his is a full screen, right? Yep. You know, I think it's another one. The last hit, he killed Goro. So, oh yeah, he did kill Goro, didn't he? So that actually is very fitting. You know, last hit is very weak. Like, it's MK9. We don't know how to end it, so let's just have him knee him in the face and get him away. But the twisting the knife in your neck is pretty good. Like, that's a pretty good. Like, that's pretty good. I just wish the ender was better. I just wish they kind of figured out how to end that a bit better. Because, I mean, he's a sun god, and he's got, like, the flying disc and all that. Like, Kotal Khan has a lot of interesting stuff he could use to end off that move. The fact that he just kind of kicks you, or I guess knees you, is a bit lackluster. Yeah, Goro. Oh, Jesus. Man, I think that's really missing a third one. That's missing a third hit. I think it hooks you in, like him just kind of ripping your neck like that, and then doing this. Like, but like when he pulls you and like breaks your spine like that, I'm like, that's cool. What's he gonna do next? And then it ends. I'm kind of just disappointed. I think it's a cool one for Goro. I just wish there was one more hit to really seal like the brutality of Goro. There's never been a reason for Blaze and Rain to fight each other. Oh yeah, in the background you can see Blaze and Rain just kind of going at it. Well, it's fire and water. I think that is the legit reasoning for why they're fighting on the pit is just fire and water. I thought oh no, it's MK9 pit where they have different fighters. So I thought I remembered MK. I think this game actually has a few other fighters that can go at it.
Ferritor.
Ferritor, and I guess
Devora.
sure, I guess Devora. Yeah, I think that what they're going for is like fire and water, even though it doesn't. Also, well, technically, Rain does kind of make sense because he is one of the sons of Argus. So you could maybe theorize that he's trying to fight Blaze to steal the reward from Taven and Dagon, so that he gets what he believes is his birthright. Because you gotta remember, he was born a son of Argus, but he was only born a half-god. Unlike Taven and Dagon, who were born from Delia. I believe Rain is said to be a bastard son of Argus. So it kind of makes sense that he would want to fight Blaze to steal the prize from Armageddon. Interesting that we never see Blaze in these games, though. He's just kind of chilling there. Big fucking character. Let's see what they do. I think it's a pretty good one. I think this first hit is kind of just okay, but the gut punch, the sounds and everything really sell the gut punch. And then Farah coming in for the final hit is pretty good. Alright, let's see what Devora's got. I might be biased because I really don't like this character, but that might be the worst one so far. Like, there have been ones that don't really, like, at least she uses, like, her power. But there's something about this I really just, like, it's a brutal one. But I think it's just, like, it's another thing, it needs a third hit. It needs an extra hit to kind of sell it. And I just feel like she doesn't, like, compared to other characters, she doesn't do anything as brutal, you know? As, like, some other characters. Alright.
Raiden.
Get Raiden, and I guess we'll put him against, I guess Bo' Rai Cho makes sense. Raiden and Bo' Rai Cho makes sense to go together. Alright, this is, again, like I mentioned in MK9, like I said earlier, this is where NetherRealm started saying, hey, what if Raiden just had, like, the craziest fucking supers you've ever seen? Like, what if we gave him, like, I think someone has called this basically an Injustice super before Injustice. I guess Gods Among Us was already out by now, but, like, I think that's very fitting for this. It's basically a superhero super. I want to know how he gets the force. Like, you're flying upwards, and yet he comes in from below and somehow has enough force to break your spine. Like, please explain that. It's like you're barely falling, and he somehow has enough. He comes up with enough force to shatter your spine. Logic aside, that's fucking cool. Like, that's a pretty damn good super. That might be the first one we've had that's like 2 hits that I think doesn't need a third hit. It does not need anything extra. It is a 2-hit super that does a good job with both of its hits. Alright, let's see what we got here. Classic Boraicho. We haven't seen him in a minute. Oh, I was literally about to start saying some good things, too. That's the worst part. I was gonna be like, damn, that was a good-ass super. And then Boraicho had to be Boraicho. And now I don't feel as strongly about it. Like, the vomit to knock you down, it's disgusting, but it's Boraicho. I mean, it just flows, man. Also, the way that you're, like, he breaks your spine so bad that you're, like, stuck there for a second is kind of cool. Boraicho as a character, still not a big fan of him. But, goddamn if that wasn't actually a pretty good super. Like, a pretty good X-ray. They actually did a really good job, like, making that flow very well. Alright, I guess we'll do Tremor and Tanya.
Tremor.
First time we've seen Tanya as, like, a main part of the story since, I guess, Deception, even though she only had one appearance. It's her first main roster, non-Armageddon appearance since Deception. And this is the first time for Tremor, a character who was in a side game as, like, a little, like, mini-boss, I guess, that people begged for so much, they just made him an actual character and gave him, like, an actual bit of lore as being part of the Black Dragon. So let's see what both of them got. I didn't remember it was Mariel. Man, she breaks the fuck out of your neck. It's a good thing your neck reconnects every hit so she can break it again the next one. Like, I guess that one's like the back of the skull, but she literally breaks your neck twice in a row.
Weakling.
At least like other ones, when they break a certain part and then break it again later, there's a hit in between, so you don't really process like, oh damn, they just broke that same part of your body twice. And if I remember, I think that's supposed to be like a callback to her classic Mortal Kombat 4 fatality, where she breaks your neck 3 times, which was then given to Hotaru in Deception, if you remember. So I guess that's fine for a reference, but it's very weird that they probably could have just made that like a brutality, but instead they give it to her as like an X-ray. Alright. What do you got, Tremor? I forget, screams earthquake. Ooh, that was good. Once again, I think that was every hit had a purpose. That felt really good. Like, I think that. I mean, that felt good. I don't want to say that felt good. That looked really good. Him screaming earthquake is pretty good. That hit right there. It's another situation. They know that's the golden hit. Like, that's like the hit of the super, or of the X-ray, sorry. So they hold on it, and they do the super slow-mo and the super intense, like, bass. Which I think is perfect. That's how you sell that hit very well. Tremors is definitely up there. He's got a really good one. Alright. Alright. Real quickly, I'm going to do Triborg. I guess. It doesn't really matter which one you pick. So, okay, yeah. Triborg is interesting because there's 4 variations. Counting Cyber Sub-Zero. The only thing that changes for the X-Ray, for like depending on what variation you pick, is just the starter. The X-Ray itself is the exact same, it's just the starting move that changes. So just because I like Smoke, I'll pick Smoke, he's my favorite. And I guess we'll put him against... I mean Sub-Zero makes sense. Because he's, we'll just do it against Sub-Zero, because one of them's gonna have to do it, like, we have to do a single X-Ray one, so we might as well just do Triborg now, get all the classics, and then we'll go with the guest characters. Yeah, here's Triborg. I think that one's pretty fucking good. I think it's the sound effects that sell it, the like metal clang as they hit you. I like literally throwing your head at you. And I think like the fucking goddamn super wrestling move just flying up and then taking you straight down. Like that's pretty good. But like I said, that doesn't change depending like on the cyborg. I think just the starting move. It's just the way they actually enter the X-ray that changes. So Smoke does like the telepunches. I think Sector shoots a rocket. Cyrax I think does what he does in MK9 where he does like the chest burst. And I forget what Cyber Sub does. I think he does like a dive kick.
Jason Voorhees.
Let's do our slasher guest characters. This game did have some great guest characters. They did a good job with these. I remember Jason has like a full screen walk basically. Yeah, his is like a command grab. I feel like I can't say anything too specific about it. It's just Jason. It is just Jason where he's just stabbing the fuck out of you. I think the stabbing you stabbing you through the jaw so your mouth gets clamped. That might be the best part of it, is just he literally stabs you through the bottom of your jaw and you see like their mouth force shut. I think that's a really cool detail. The other hits are okay, but I think that first hit is like the kind of best part. Alright, Leatherface. I know his is pretty visible. Even if the last hit isn't the best, it's the hammer hit. It's the way everything goes silent, and you just hear the sound of the metal clang of the hammer that gets me every time. Like, the hit itself isn't even that brutal, it's just good-ass sound design that makes it sound so much more brutal. God damn it, Leatherface. Alright.
Predator.
Leatherface has the best brutality. Oh, you're talking about...
Leatherface.
I think it's this variation where he has the hammer.
Alien.
Where he just basically beats you with the hammer. It's like... He like beats you down with the hammer and your character is like begging for their life. Alright. Leatherface has a weird walk in this game. Why does he walk so weird? Alright. Did I say Leatherface? Predator. Did I say? I don't remember. Let's just do it. You know, this might be the most cinematically pleasing. Like, the first hit, when he launches you and you just get the zoom in on the plasma caster, this might be the most cinematically pleasing X-ray in the game. Like, it all just looks so good. That right there is so cool. This might be one of the best ones in the game. Because it flows amazingly, it's cinematic as shit, so it looks really cool. You have a lot of good, like, key moments, like the plasma caster, the aerial unsheathing of his blade to stab into you, the way the smart disc hits you, the character, like, trying to shuffle out of the way. Like, I'll do it one more time, because I just love this one. When you get pinned to the ground, you see him, like, trying to back up. Yeah, they're, like, trying to inch out of the way. And it uses his entire arsenal. Like, it has everything Predator does. That might be the best one in the game. I think I'm gonna, like, I always thought Leatherface's was the best just because of that singular hammer hit being so painful. I might have to just kind of state Predator, I think, has the best X-ray in the game. But we still do have one more to look at. We still have to look at the alien. That one's pretty good too. He's kind of got the same thing with Jackie, where he just fucks up your torso in a really, in a really cool way with the tail. I like that they make use of like the arm blades that he got from Baraka, because in the lore, the alien chest bursts from Baraka, so that's why he has Baraka's like Tarkatan arm blades. And then the head bite at the end is pretty good. But like the smash into the ground is cool. It's not the best move, but it's a good way to get him grounded like that. Like that's pretty cool. But the headbite ender is pretty good. And the way he just kind of like creeps away. Aliens is pretty good, but I think I'm gonna have to stick with Predator having the best. I just think he has the best finisher. Or the best X-ray, sorry, not finisher. Yeah, exactly. This is the alien known famously for being in Dead by Daylight and in Fortnite. And I heard they're making a movie about him. It's crazy. I heard they actually made a movie about the alien from Dead by Daylight. It's insane, dude. Alright, so that was all the X-rays. Way better than MK9s. They definitely knew how to make them better. They definitely learned from Mortal Kombat 9 to incorporate more of the character. Like, even some of the more lackluster ones, like even Devora's, still felt like that came from her character, and not just some other fucking Joe Schmo on the roster doing it. Like, of them, you could probably say the most generic ones, like Liu Kang's and Johnny's, still fit their characters, because Johnny's all about kicks. And, like, we know Johnny to kind of be more well-versed in, like, kickboxing than he is in, like, hand-to-hand. Even though, yeah, he does have a variation literally called fisticuffs, but don't mind that. But, like, he's more about, like, the super kicks, his flip kick, you know, what is it? What's the move actually? Shadow kick, that's what it is. I was trying to remember the actual name of it. But in, like, Liu Kang's, it's just like, he's basically sparring with you, but, like, he's not holding back like you would when you're sparring. Like, Liu Kang basically is like, hey, let's spar. But he doesn't tell you that he's not gonna wear gloves. He's just gonna beat the shit out of you. Like, I think even the more generic supers, or like, actually, I keep calling them supers because it's like what I feel like they're more colloquially known as now. But like, I think even the more generic X-rays in this game still feel very character specific, which I couldn't say was the same in MK9. Like, these were way better. But now we're getting into fatalities. And I think, at least for this, we're just gonna start at Alien and we're gonna go down the line.
Alien.
Actually, you know what?
Devora.
Fuck Devora. All my homies hate Devora. We're fatalitying Devora. This isn't even for, like... Because this will go on YouTube. This isn't even for, like, a YouTube thing. This is just... Fuck Devora. I hate Devora.
Finish her!
Oh, yeah, this is... I forgot this was the one that were fatalities. I mean...
Alien wins.
It's a cool little nod to the movie, because it's how Bishop dies. Very cool nod to the movie. I mean, like... I'm trying to, like, think of something, like, that I kind of found off about it. I guess, like, the fact that when you do it, the alien just kind of crouches down and then, you know... It, like, the fade to black is a bit weird, and the fact you're in, like, a void is a little weird. But if that's how they had to get this to be a fatality, I think it's fine. How big is the queen supposed to be? I mean, yeah, going by Dead by Daylight, obviously, the queen is very small. The queen's not as big in Dead by Daylight. She's supposed to be fucking huge. I think that's how big she is in the movie. The way she, like, towers over Devora. Like, she's supposed to be pretty fucking big. I think she's, like, 3 times the size of a person. If, like, to kind of put it better. I think that's, like, she's supposed to be, like, 3 times the size of a human. Deadly hybrid. F4 down for X.
Alien wins. Fatality.
It's not bad, I just feel it's a bit slow. The headbite is really fucking cool. Definitely a cool way to kind of do that. It definitely just feels a bit slow, I think. But I think they're trying to go for that because they're trying to make it feel like the movie. With like the very dramatic, like, oh, what's gonna happen kind of thing, you know? It's a cool one, though. Oh, fuck, we gotta do stage fatalities. Did I even... I don't think I ever did stage fatalities in MK9. Alright, I guess we won't do them here then, that's fine, but... I forgot we never did stage fatals in MK9. Lots of protein in that. Every bug insider. Yeah, that's true.
Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, I guess we won't do stage fatals then. I forgot we didn't do stage fatals in MK9. That... I feel bad now. Nah, I feel like an idiot, but it's fine.
Finish her. Jason wins. Fatality.
I mean, it's a cool way to call back to the films. From the music to the camera, like the shots they chose. It may not be the goriest thing in the world, but it's definitely a cool way to like pay homage to the films. Oh, really interesting. Down, back, forward, view plus right trigger. Interesting. That's weird to put.
Jason wins. Fatality.
I don't know how their body just kind of falls apart. That's very interesting that their body just kind of disintegrates. I guess that's kind of how strong Jason is. It makes more sense when... Because I think I forgot to point out, this fatality is called Sleeping Bag Killer, so it's supposed to be a nod to, like, the sleeping bag kills from I think, 2 of the movies. Which I guess makes more sense as to why him slamming him against the ground is just making him fall apart. It's still a bit weird, but I think it's still a cool fatality. It is very Jason. It is just very Jason.
Kung Lao.
Oh,
Kung Lao.
MK3 Kung Lao.
Devourer.
I think Kung Lao has a classic fatal in this game, so we'll also take a look at that.
Finish her.
Oh, yep. This one might be as bad as the MK9 one, yeah.
Kung Lao wins. Fatality.
I know there is some debate over whether this one is more or less, like, fucked up than his MK9 one. I mean, I almost say it's more fucked up, because, like, I feel like here there's almost a better hope of them getting out of it. MK9, they're just kind of fucked. Like, this one just feels... I'm in two minds about it, a real split decision. God damn it. God damn it. I would say that one's a bit more fucked up, though. Oh, yeah, flower pot. What? Down forward, down back X. There we go, that was weird.
Kung Lao wins. Fatality.
I mean, it's a cool one. It's an interesting one for Kung Lao. But it's cool. I can't say we've seen Kung Lao get that creative with a fatality before. He's usually very direct about his fatalities. Forward, back, forward. This is classic.
Kung Lao wins. Fatality.
I mean, it's a classic fatality, so... And I forgot, yeah, they do this thing where they try to mimic the older games by not having dynamic camera angles. He's very angry at his hat. Yeah, they do this thing where they have they have like the static, like one angle camera to mimic the old games. And I don't know if I like that decision. MK9, they had the classics, but like they tried to update them. This one, they just tried to replicate them one for one, which I think kind of hinders it a little bit.
Jax.
Oh wait.
Jax.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Jax also has a classic fatality.
See that?
MK3 Jax. Baby Jax. Jesus.
Jax wins. Fatality.
Again, it's creative, it's interesting. It's weird that it's for Jax. Definitely interesting giving it to Jax. I don't know how to necessarily feel about that. I guess the cigar kind of makes it more Jax-esque, but definitely an interesting choice. Down back forward.
Jax wins. Fatality.
The head twist feels like a weird addition. Like, the ripping your ribs out and stabbing you with it, that's a cool concept. I just think the head twist kind of ruins it. Like, it starts out strong and then ends weak. Which I feel like I've been saying a lot with some of these things in this game. Not really this game, MK9, I definitely said that a lot. Forward down, forward back X. Why is this so...
Jax wins. Fatality.
Oh, they just don't even fall over. I feel like that kind of ruins it. Why would they not fall over at least? I get it, it's like, it's the classic fatality in the old game, they just stood there. But I don't know if I like this, like, we're trying to recreate the old ones one for one. I feel like it's really hindering them. I think Sonya also has her classic, so we'll
Sonya play.
okay, one again.
Devora.
I think Sonya also has her classic.
Finish her.
Okay.
Sonya wins. Fatality.
Different, very weird one. Definitely very weird for Sonya to kind of rely on her drones. Or back down back.
Sonya wins.
Huh.
Fatality.
I guess she's just gonna keep that as a souvenir then. You know, I like that one better because at least she kind of had more of an active role in it. The other one, the drone, kind of did all the work.